Today we're diving deep into the fascinating history of one of North America's most magnificent bodies of water, Lake Huron. Lake Huron, the second largest of the Great Lakes by surface area, is a true natural wonder. Join me as we explore its ancient origins and the vibrant communities that call its shores home, and discover the incredible stories that have shaped this region for thousands of years. The story of Lake Huron's formation begins over 2 million years ago, during a time when vast glaciers dominated the landscape. During the Pleistocene epoch, massive ice sheets advanced and retreated, sculpting the land beneath them. These immense ice sheets, sometimes more than a mile thick, carved deep basins into the ancient bedrock. The last major glaciation, known as the Wisconsin Glaciation, ended about 10,000 years ago and gave Lake Huron its final shape. As the glaciers melted and withdrew, they left behind a vast depression that filled with meltwater, forming what would become Lake Huron, with depths reaching up to 750 feet. The lake's unique outline includes Georgian Bay, a massive inlet often called the Sixth Great Lake for its size and character. Lake Huron connects to Lake Michigan through the Straits of Mackinac, making them technically a single massive body of water. The retreating glaciers also left behind hundreds of islands, including Manitoulin Island, the largest freshwater island in the world. Over thousands of years, the land continued to rise as it rebounded from the weight of the ice, causing Lake Huron's water levels to fluctuate dramatically. Today, Lake Huron spans 23,000 square miles and contains about 850 cubic miles of fresh water, a legacy of its glacial past. The communities surrounding Lake Huron have flourished for generations, each with its own unique story along these shores. Sarnia, at the lake's southern tip, is known for its busy waterfront and the iconic Blue Water Bridge connecting Canada and the U.S. across the border. Bay City, Michigan, has thrived as a port since the lumber boom, with its historic downtown and lively riverfront. Alpena, Michigan, is the gateway to Thunder Bay, famous for its maritime heritage, shipwreck museum, and vibrant harbor life. Goderic, Ontario, known as Canada's prettiest town, features a unique octagonal square and breathtaking sunsets over the lake. Grand Bend transforms each summer from a quiet town into a bustling resort, with its lively beach and boardwalk drawing thousands. At the tip of the Bruce Peninsula, Tobermory welcomes visitors to Fathom 5 National Marine Park, with its clear waters and famous shipwrecks. All along the 3,800 miles of shoreline, smaller communities, fishing villages, cottage towns, and rural hamlets add to the lake's vibrant character. Each community has its own spirit, but all share the deep connection and traditions of life on the Great Lakes. These towns and villages thrive through every season, from the energy of summer tourism to the quiet beauty of winter. From industrial centers to peaceful fishing villages, Lake Huron's communities together form a rich tapestry of Great Lakes life. Lake Huron fuels a diverse and thriving economy for the communities along its shores. The Great Lakes shipping system, including Lake Huron, moves over 200 million tons of cargo every year. Major ports like Sarnia and Bay City generate hundreds of millions in economic activity annually. Commercial fishing provides jobs and fresh fish to markets across North America. Tourism brings billions of dollars each year, supporting thousands of jobs in Lake Huron communities. Recreational boating alone adds over $500 million yearly to the regional economy. Restaurants, hotels, and service industries thrive on the steady stream of visitors drawn to the lake. Waterfront real estate commands premium prices, boosting local tax bases. The lake's moderating effect on climate creates ideal conditions for agriculture, especially fruit growing. Renewable energy projects, like offshore wind farms, are creating new economic opportunities. Lake-related activities directly support over 100,000 jobs in the region. Even winter brings opportunity, with ice fishing, snowmobiling, and winter festivals boosting local economies. Altogether, Lake Huron's economic impact exceeds $10 billion annually across all sectors. The shores of Lake Huron are a magnet for travelers, drawing millions each year from across the globe. They come seeking a diverse tapestry of experiences, from tranquil natural escapes to vibrant cultural hubs. This annual pilgrimage is the economic lifeblood for countless coastal communities, all built around the immense appeal of this great freshwater sea. Nowhere is this appeal more concentrated than on Mackinac Island. Here, the roar of engines is replaced by the clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages and the cheerful ringing of bicycle bells. The air is sweet with the aroma of its world-famous fudge. Strolling past Victorian architecture to the historic Fort Mackinac, visitors are completely immersed in a bygone era, a living postcard from the 19th century. Fudge shops line the streets, their windows filled with tempting treats, while visitors stroll or ride bicycles past colorful Victorian buildings. Beneath the waves, a different history is preserved. In an area known as Shipwreck Alley, the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary protects a stunning collection of sunken vessels. The lake's cold, clear water has kept these wrecks remarkably intact, creating an underwater museum for divers. For non-divers, glass-bottom boat tours offer a haunting window into this submerged maritime past. Standing as stoic sentinels along the coast are more than 30 historic lighthouses. These beacons once guided sailors through treacherous waters. Today, many are restored, allowing visitors to climb their spiral staircases. The reward is a breathtaking panoramic view and a deep appreciation for the lonely, vital work of the lightkeepers who manned these posts. In summer, the shoreline comes alive. Grand Bend's main beach is a prime example, a blue flag destination drawing over 1 million people to its warm, shallow waters. But sandy paradises abound, like Sauble Beach, earning the region the nickname, the Caribbean of the North. Here, families gather to swim, play, and witness spectacular sunsets that set the water ablaze with color. For the active traveler, the options are endless. The 550-mile Bruce Trail traces the Niagara Escarpment, a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve, offering hikers dramatic clifftop views. On the water, Georgian Bay's 30,000 islands create a paddler's paradise. Kayaking through this labyrinth of glacier-scoured granite and windswept pines, a landscape immortalized by artists, is an intimate way to connect with the lake's wild heart. Kayakers glide through the 30,000 islands of Georgian Bay, surrounded by glacier-carved granite and windswept pines. The lake's appeal shifts with the seasons. Summer brings vibrant festivals celebrating everything from maritime heritage to local music, alongside the timeless tradition of lakeside camping in provincial and state parks. When winter arrives, the landscape transforms into a quiet wonderland. The frozen lake becomes a playground for ice fishing, while surrounding trails welcome cross-country skiers and snowmobilers into a world of stark, peaceful beauty. In winter, the frozen lake becomes a playground for ice fishing, cross-country skiing, and snowmobiling, offering a world of stark, peaceful beauty. Whether it's the thrill of landing a trophy salmon, tracing history in a maritime museum, or simply taking a scenic drive along the coast, Lake Huron delivers. It's a place of profound contrasts, of bustling summer towns and silent winter forests, of deep history and present-day adventure. This rich diversity ensures that every traveler, no matter their interest, can find their own unique connection to its shores. Lake Huron is the lifeblood for a wide range of industries, each relying on its resources to power the region's economy. Petrochemical plants, like the massive Sarnia-Lambton complex, use lake water for cooling and processing, fueling Canada's chemical industry. Great Lakes freighters transport iron ore, coal, limestone, and grain, vital raw materials for North American manufacturing. Steel mills along the shore depend on the lake for shipping and for the water needed in their production lines. Power plants, including nuclear facilities, draw billions of gallons from Lake Huron each year to generate electricity for millions. Commercial fishing fleets harvest millions of pounds of fish, supporting jobs in processing and distribution across the region. Farms and agricultural businesses rely on the lake for irrigation, livestock, and crop production, keeping the land fertile and productive. Tourism thrives on Lake Huron's shores, with resorts, campgrounds, and marinas drawing visitors from around the world. Water treatment plants process and deliver clean Lake Huron water to millions of homes and businesses. Shipyards and repair docks keep the Great Lakes fleet running, building and maintaining specialized vessels for navigation. Deep beneath the lake, salt mining operations extract road salt and chemicals essential for industry and winter safety. Wind farms and renewable energy projects harness the lake's steady winds, providing clean power for the future. Together, these industries support hundreds of thousands of jobs and drive billions in economic activity, all thanks to Lake Huron. Beneath the surface of Lake Huron, countless shipwrecks rest silently, each telling a dramatic chapter of Great Lakes maritime history. Fierce storms and unpredictable weather have claimed hundreds of vessels here over the centuries, leaving haunting wrecks on the lakebed. The Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary protects nearly 100 shipwrecks, preserved in pristine condition by the lake's cold, fresh water. Divers from around the world explore these underwater museums, discovering remarkably intact wooden schooners and steel steamers. Over 1,000 shipwrecks lie beneath Lake Huron's waters, each with its own tragic story and preserved cargo that reveals the history of Great Lakes commerce. Along the shoreline, memorial markers honor the thousands of sailors who never made it home, a solemn reminder of the lake's dangers. Ongoing archaeological research continues to reveal new details about these wrecks, piecing together the stories of ships and crews. Museums around Lake Huron display recovered artifacts, bringing these underwater time capsules to life for visitors of all ages. From the surface, Lake Huron appears peaceful, but beneath the waves lie the remains of a dramatic and sometimes tragic maritime history. These shipwrecks serve as both historical monuments and powerful reminders of Lake Huron's enduring power and mystery. The story of Lake Huron is not just one of geography, but of people, a long line of ambitious, resilient, and visionary individuals whose actions and ambitions shaped the destiny of this great lake. It begins with figures like Samuel de Champlain, the father of New France. Driven by the quest for a Northwest Passage and the profits of the fur trade, he organized the expeditions that pushed west. Though he never saw its shores, his vision was the catalyst that sent the first Europeans toward the vast, uncharted waters. Among those men was Etienne Brule. Sent by Champlain to live among the Huron-Wendat, he was a cultural go-between, one of the first Europeans to immerse himself in indigenous life. Around 1615, after journeying through dense forests, he emerged onto the shores of La Mer Douce, the Sweetwater Sea, opening the region to European trade and influence. Following Brule, French fur traders like Pierre Esprit Radisson established a complex network of relationships with the Anishinaabe peoples. They exchanged European goods for beaver pelts, a commodity that fueled fortunes back in Europe and fundamentally altered the economy and ecology of the Great Lakes. By the early 1800s, John Jacob Astor's American Fur Company dominated the trade from its headquarters on Mackinac Island. His commercial empire established a near monopoly, solidifying American economic control over the region and marking a pivotal shift from European influence. As the fur trade waned, a new resource rush began: timber. Lumber barons like David Whitney Jr. amassed staggering fortunes by clear-cutting the vast white pine forests ringing the lake. This green gold built cities but came at a tremendous environmental cost, permanently altering the landscape. To move that lumber and iron ore, innovators like shipbuilder James Davidson revolutionized transport. He pioneered larger, more efficient vessels, the iconic Lakers, that transformed the Great Lakes into a marine superhighway, the backbone of North America's industrial revolution. But this commerce was perilous. In response to Lake Huron's violent storms, a network of lighthouses was built. Dedicated keepers like Captain John Hackett endured isolation and danger to maintain the lights, saving countless lives and making modern shipping possible. The region's growing importance fueled political ambition. Michigan's boy governor, Stevens T. Mason, fought for statehood and in the process of the Toledo War, secured the Upper Peninsula for Michigan, a land rich in copper, iron, and shoreline. The flow of raw materials gave rise to industrial entrepreneurs. Herbert Dow founded a chemical empire in Midland by tapping into underground brine, while massive limestone quarries along the coast supplied the burgeoning steel mills, laying an industrial foundation that persists today. However, this unchecked growth left its mark. Early conservationists saw the pollution and recognized the lake's fragility. They began the long fight to establish state parks and protect watersheds, planting the seeds of the modern environmental movement that sought to heal the land. Today, a new generation of leaders, scientists, policymakers, and community organizers carries that torch forward. They confront modern challenges like invasive species and climate change, balancing economic prosperity with the ecological health of Lake Huron for the future. From the first explorers to today's conservationists, their collective efforts, spanning centuries of change, have woven the rich tapestry of culture, industry, and community that defines the shores of this magnificent Great Lake. Long before European ships appeared, the shores of Lake Huron were home to thriving indigenous communities. The Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi lived here for thousands of years, their presence etched into the land and water. Archaeological discoveries reveal a deep, unbroken connection to this region, stretching back over 9,000 years. These were not wandering bands, but sophisticated societies with rich traditions. The lake, called Odawa, was sacred. Its waters teemed with whitefish and trout, caught with expertly crafted nets and spears. Forests and fields provided game, medicines, and crops. The Huron-Wendat, skilled farmers, grew corn, beans, and squash in the fertile southern lands. Mastery of the water was symbolized by the birch bark canoe, light, strong, and perfect for travel and trade. These canoes carried people and goods across vast distances, linking communities in a web of trade. Furs, copper, wild rice, and stone tools moved along these routes, fostering a vibrant exchange of culture and ideas. The 1600s brought profound change. French explorers like Samuel de Champlain mapped these waters, soon followed by Jesuit missionaries. These black robes built missions such as Sainte Marie among the Hurons, recording indigenous cultures in detail. Their arrival marked the beginning of a new era, as two worlds met on these shores. At the same time, the fur trade flourished. French traders, or coureurs des bois, built fortified posts like Michilimackinac. These became the first permanent European settlements, drawing indigenous trappers and European adventurers into a new global economy. Trade brought new alliances, rivalries, and lasting change to traditional ways of life. The struggle for control of North America erupted in the 7 Years' War. British victory in the 1760s shifted power in the Great Lakes. New settlers arrived, focused on farming and permanent communities, setting the stage for a wave of migration and transformation along Lake Huron's shores. After the American Revolution, United Empire Loyalists, those loyal to the British Crown, sought refuge in Ontario. Granted land around Lake Huron, they faced dense forests and harsh conditions, but built the region's first permanent farms and communities, laying the foundation for a new agricultural era. Settlers faced monumental tasks. With axes and saws, they cleared towering forests to plant wheat and barley. This transformation brought profound ecological change, but the agricultural base they created remains vital to the region's identity and economy even today. In the 1800s, new waves of immigrants arrived from Europe, German, Irish, Scottish, and others, each bringing their own farming methods, building styles, and cultural traditions. Stone fences, music, and festivals became part of the region's rich tapestry, echoing in community halls to this day. To support these growing communities, early industries sprang up. Sawmills turned timber into lumber for homes and ships, gristmills ground grain into flour. These mills powered the local economy and often became the heart of new towns along the lake. But no community could thrive alone. Settlers built roads through the wilderness, connecting farms to the lake shore. Piers and harbors welcomed schooners and steamships, linking these settlements to distant markets and fueling further growth. From trading posts and farmsteads, towns and cities began to take shape. The grid of roads, towns at river mouths, and the patchwork of forest and field are still visible today, a living legacy of all who have called Lake Huron home, from the first indigenous peoples to the European pioneers. From ancient glaciers carving its basin to the vibrant communities along its shores, Lake Huron's story is one of transformation and resilience. Today, its waters connect people, power economies, and inspire generations across both Canada and the United States. The legacy of Lake Huron continues as new stewards rise to protect its beauty and ensure its story endures for generations to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and share to help others discover the wonders of Lake Huron.